Good evening, everyone. I'm John Truitt. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, President Trump is in Turkey for the NATO summit. Among the hot topics discussed, the war in Ukraine, Greenland's future, and calls for unity among NATO allies. And big changes ahead for student loan recipients, changes that include ending of the Save Repayment Plan. We're live in Washington with the details. Plus, a look at Michigan's new $75 billion state budget. What's in it, who won, and what it means for your tax dollars. Coming up, your 19 News at 6 starts right now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Joining us now is Kelly. Kelly, what do you got for us? So is the rain going to subside?
Yeah, good evening, John. Last week's farmers market, I know, had a little bit of rain kind of all of a sudden with that pop-up shower. There is rain across the Upper Peninsula. Thankfully, though, it's not impacting the farmers market. If we take a look at our downtown Marquette sky cam right outside the station, we're not seeing that rain into our area. Most of that is down towards Escanaba. They are actually seeing a bit of a storm packing a bit of a punch, some stronger winds and some hail, but things are mostly clearing out. We'll see those temperatures staying nice and comfortable into the overnight as some fog develops, so make sure to stay tuned also for that weekend outlook as you start making your plans.
Thanks, Kelly. Today, President Trump is wrapping up a whirlwind NATO summit in Turkey. He lashed out at NATO allies for not helping with the war with Iran and announced a huge agreement with the Ukraine in their fight against Russia. And as our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports, the president also announced that the ceasefire deal with Iran is over.
As the president met with world leaders at the NATO summit in Turkey this week, U.S. Central Command announced additional strikes against Iran as an immediate response to Iran's latest attacks on commercial vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz. At the summit, Trump threatened more strikes on Iran and that the temporary ceasefire agreement is over.
They'll never build a nuclear weapon under our deal, but I don't know if we're going to have a deal. We may just do it without a deal.
During the summit, Trump had some tense moments with NATO allies, like singling out Spain.
Spain is a wasted cause. We don't want to do any trade business with Spain anymore, by the way. I'd like you to cut it off.
We're told could be potentially politically and economically troubling because Spain's foreign trade is overseen by deals with the European Union. Despite the president's comments criticizing NATO countries for not helping the U.S. efforts in the war with Iran, NATO members, including the U.S., recommitted to their mutual defense agreement and agreed to increase military spending and expand defense production. Wrapping up the summit, Trump said there was tremendous unity among NATO allies.
Not happy with NATO because of what they did with Greenland. And I'm not happy with NATO because of the fact that they didn't want to help us with the #1 state sponsor of terror, that's Iran.
For years, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has asked for Patriot air defense systems to help counter Russian missile attacks. They are costly and take time to produce, but Ukraine was given the green light to manufacture Patriots.
We'll give them the right to make Patriots. We'll show them how to do it. We're going to give a license to make Patriots. That's pretty cool, right? This way you can't complain that we're not giving them enough. I say, make them yourself.
In Washington, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
If you have federal student loans or plan to take them out, this summer brought some big changes to borrowing. New limits, new repayment options, and the phasing out of popular loan programs are now taking effect. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon joins us live. Brendan, these new rules could change how millions of Americans pay for college.
Hey there, John. Good evening to you. It will change for the millions of borrowers that rely on federal student loans for higher education. According to the Federal Student Aid Office, as of March, nearly 43 million borrowers have student loans totaling $1.7 trillion. That's with a T, trillion dollars. As of July 1st, sweeping changes under President Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act are reshaping how students borrow money and how millions of borrowers repay it.
Really break it down into two buckets. If you're borrowing money to go to school, and then if you already borrowed money and you're repaying your federal student loans back.
Graduate and professional students now face stricter federal borrowing limits as the Grad Plus program begins disappearing, while parents will also see new caps on Parent Plus loans. Borrowers already repaying federal loans are also entering a simplified system with just two primary repayment options.
Now your options are the standard repayment plan or the repayment assistance plan. So you still have income-driven repayment as an option. It is just different than the options you had before.
Supporters say the overall makes the system easier to understand and places new limits on borrowing. Critics argue some borrowers, especially lower-income families and graduate students, could end up paying more or be forced to turn to private loans with fewer protections. SoFi's head of advice and planning, Brian Walsh, says regardless of where borrowers fall, careful planning is more important than ever.
If you're looking at your loans, you're like, hey, I'm going to refinance. Shop around. Make sure you explore, you get the best rate. Even small changes in interest rates can add up to thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars.
Walsh says it's also important to view education as an investment in your future earning power and understanding the return you might get on that investment.
Looking at things like what's my major, what's the expected earnings for that major based on different schools, graduation time. I think being very intentional is going to do nothing but help people in the future, because what you don't want to have is someone who is making a relatively low income with hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loan debt.
John, these changes also coincide with the phase out of the Saving on a Valuable Education or SAVE repayment program, meaning that millions of current borrowers, folks who were on that SAVE program, will soon receive notices requiring them to select a new payment plan. This is really important because once those specific borrowers receive that notification, they will have just 90 days to select a new repayment plan, or else they'll be moved automatically into the more expensive standard repayment plan. So definitely something for borrowers to be on the lookout for if they were in that SAVE repayment program. Reporting live on Capitol Hill for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Brendan Scanlon. John, back to you. Thank you, Brendan. Michigan lawmakers have finalized a new state budget that is about $800 million smaller than last year's. House Speaker Matt Hall claims the state eliminated more than 2,000 ghost employees to help cut costs. The budget also removes a dedicated line item for RX Kids, a cash assistance program for the new parents. Through the program, though the program can still draw from other state funds. Hall says those cuts are saving taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars a year, though lawmakers still disagree on exactly how much smaller the budget really is.
Overall, since I became Speaker, we've gotten rid of 2,251 ghost employees, and we found another 3,000 that we'll get rid of next year.
The state budget passed last week and is now waiting on signatures from the governor. The Delta County Road Commission has begun seasonal work designed to preserve local roadways. Our Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons tells us what that will look like and where crews will be working.
Every year after the 4th of July, the Delta County Road Commission begins 2 weeks of chip sealing.
If you ever see a newly paved road and they're nice and black, and then within a year or two they're turning gray, that's the road already deteriorating. On the paved roads, we put a chip seal over it that protects, keeps the oils into the road. Some places we go over gravel roads as well.
Crews have already finished chip sealing in Maple Ridge Township and started in Baldwin Township. Next, they plan to move on to Cornell and Bark River.
You can do a road about every 5 to 7 years. You do the same road over again. It's much more inexpensive than paving. Probably get 20 years. Overall lifespan's about the same, but there's a little more maintenance. But it's $135,000 for a mile of paved road versus $17,000 for a mile of seal coat. So it's a pretty easy decision for a lot of townships.
Chip sealing is the work the Road Commission receives the most calls about.
Typically, the roads will be broomed off, cleaned up the day before or the same day. Then you'll see oil distributors coming in and spraying oil emulsion on the road. and then the chips are applied to that emulsion and rolled. We're in and out of an area pretty quick, but it is messy afterwards.
But the managing director says the inconvenience is temporary and pays off in the long run.
Usually give it a day or two, and then we'll come and sweep the excess stone off. That's the biggest complaints we get, is that it's dusty, there's stones flying, but give it a month or two and it'll settle down. A lot of people don't even realize they live on a chip seal road.
Meanwhile, other summer projects continue.
Keeping up with the grading on the gravel roads, chloriding for dust control, ditching, a lot of brushing. There's always trees to cut.
And for motorists who come across crews working on the roads throughout the summer, the commission reminds them to use caution.
We have lots of lights and signs out, but motorists still don't slow down. We've had close calls already here just yesterday. People really need to take their time and be mindful when they see a work zone.
Reporting in Escanaba, Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News.
Your first warning weather forecast is after the break, and later we're live in our own front yard for the Wednesday night farmers market. Andrew Hands joins us with a look at a very interesting craft vendor. Don't go away.
The only way to get a 360-degree understanding of America is to get out there in America. There really is no swing at all when it comes to the priorities of everyday people. We care about how secure our job is, whether we can plan on retiring with dignity, whether our kids can have a brighter future than we have today. These are the fundamentals of American life, and I think they can be again.
Live outside Marquette County? Recycle 906 is worth the drive. We accept cans, cardboard, plastics, and more. Bring it in. Keep the Upper Peninsula clean. See what we accept at recycle906.com.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.
Get an 11% rebate at Menards. Find your style with Patriot Lighting. Shop in-store or online to find a ceiling fan for any room. Get this Covington ceiling fan for a value of $139.99 after rebate. Upgrade your lighting with Sylvania selectable color temperature bulbs. Switch from warm and cozy to bright and energizing with a simple switch. Easy, efficient, and built to fit your space. Now a value of $497 each after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
At Shunk Furniture Marquette, there's hot buys for July. There's big discounts on Flex Steel Power Lift recliners, up to 60% off. This one's just $6.99. You'll save $350 on this power reclining sofa. This big sectional with the chains is just $11.99. Or how about a leather swivel chair for just $4.99? Mr. Mattress here, there's big discounts on Serta. The Tempur-Pedic Breeze is on sale too, up to $1,000 off. You'll save on Stearns & Foster and Sealy too. Shop Shunks of Marquette today.
Now, from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back, as we are trying to find that seasonal or happy medium when it comes to temperatures or even the sky conditions. And it's just so hard in the summertime to not either have that extreme heat or have those pop-up showers just with that lake influence. So today is as normal as it can be, I guess, coming off of all of those things, trying to get back to normal. So 70 degrees as we are now below average just for a bit. These temperatures have been dropping because of this rain system. And so far, as of about 5:30, a tenth of an inch of rain. But there is a few of those storms popping up, especially down into the southern Upper Peninsula, where you have some special weather statements and also some severe thunderstorm warnings. You also have severe thunderstorm watch into Wisconsin, and a special weather statement basically just means that it's a storm that hasn't quite reached that severe thunderstorm criteria yet. It may just be shy of it by a bit, whether it's the wind speed, the hail diameter, or maybe there's a little bit of rotation but not a concern for tornadoes. So that's more so what's happening into the Escanaba area, but some of those storms down into Wisconsin, they are bringing some more weather concerns when it comes to heavier downpours, maybe even some flooding also. So a lot of it is not happening across the at least central and northern portions of the UP. There is some cloud cover. It's not the sunniest of evenings, but most of the rain, of course, is out of the way for the Wednesday night farmers market, which definitely helps. And here's your first morning weather futurecast as we continue to see that moisture scoot on out of here down into the southern portions of Michigan, the lower peninsula there. So once we get to tomorrow and then even through most of your Friday night, things are looking good. It's really going to be mostly dry. Yes, the temperatures have fallen a bit, but in terms of rain, we're not seeing a lot of that through the rest of the week. The only thing that will change in the overnight as cloud cover continues to increase is the fog. So you have to leave a few extra minutes in the morning for the morning commute, just because we'll have those visibility values reduced down to about a half of a mile or maybe even a bit less. Remember, that number should be 10. That means there is nothing impacting your view. So when you get those lower values, that means that that fog has formed and it will impact your visibility. And some of those things that come together just from those days last week of all the built up heat and humidity, the air is very saturated in itself, and the closer that you get that air temperature and the dew point, the more saturated the air is, and then that fog is a lot easier to form along the ground, and that till we get those winds to pick up, or at least the sun shining throughout the day, that fog will hang around, especially for the morning commute. But again, as for rain, we're really not seeing much. There may just be a stray drop here and there, just depending on where all that heat and humidity with the clouds kind of want to wring themselves out like a sponge type of situation. But the temperatures are definitely below average for the rest of the week. And then once we hit the weekend, it's that transition from seasonal, and then we heat things back up. We may even hit that 90-degree mark, also looking at for next Tuesday.
Thanks, Kelly. Up next, we're live in our own front yard for the Downtown Marquette Wednesday night farmers market. We're back in 2 minutes.
When you need a body shop, skip the corporate shops and outside investors. Go with your hometown body shop, Superior Collision. Our family opened Superior Collision in 2002, and we're still the ones who own and operate it today. Some places talk about community. We actually stand with our community, donating monthly back into Marquette County. When you need collision repair, choose Superior Collision, your local hometown body shop.
It's that time of year again. It's Christmas in July at Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette. Christmas has come early for our customers the entire month of July. It's our biggest store-wide sale of the year, with up to 60% off. That's what I said, up to 60% off. Loose diamonds up to 50% off. Santa has come down the chimney at Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette.
Richardson Jewelers.
Attention shoppers, if you receive SNAP food assistance benefits, is your information up to date?
Clean up! Aisle 4.
On it. When it's time to update your information, it's important to go online and report any changes.
To your income, employment, family situation, or address.
Keep your information fresh to keep SNAP food assistance benefits. Now you enjoy that.
Aisle 6.
On it.
Learn more at michigan.gov/food assistance.
Diamonds. I'd make my nest out of diamonds.
I'd never eat another worm in my life.
Oh, yep. One ticket and we could be sitting on a gold mine.
The Powerball jackpot. It's all anyone can talk about.
Who will be there when the final whistle blows or the final votes have been cast? Will you? Start a career in the broadcasting industry. Be there. Go to BeThereMichigan.com.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local.
Well, it's another Wednesday night, and that means we go outside to the farmers market. Joining us now is our own Andrew Hands. Andrew, what have you got in store for us tonight?
Yeah, John, it is a great night out here. Looks like we are missing the storm that's hitting the south side of the UP this evening, but it's still a great evening for a farmer's market. I'm joined by the owner of J8 Creations. Could you explain kind of what you have here today and how long you've been doing this here?
This is our second year, and we sell mostly earrings, cutting boards, laser engraved and laser cut items. It was a hobby that we had that we decided to take out and just see how it went.
Yeah, what kind of items do you have here? What are popular here?
Mostly the earrings. They're one of our best sellers. And we have anything from sports, flowers, chickens, dogs. And then our other cutting boards, we have them with the UP Lake Superior, the Great Lakes. Those seem to be very popular.
Yeah, we were talking earlier a little bit. Talk about uniqueness with some of your items here.
I think because it's a huge tourist season right now, that's what they're looking for, is something with the UP on it, with the Great Lakes, with Lake Superior.
Yeah, and how has this summer been so far for that?
So far, this has been the best summer yet. We just started last year, so can't really compare because we've grown, but this summer's been fantastic.
Great. Hope that summer keeps up for you. That's all the time we have. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm Andrew Hands here in downtown Marquette for the Farmers Market. I'll send that back to you, John, in the studio.
Thank you, Andrew. Pick me up a keychain while you're at it. Still to come on your 19 News, Easton returns for this week's Creature Feature. He'll introduce us to a South American toad and explain what owners need to know when thinking about keeping a toad as a pet. We'll be right back.
There's a new season of Big Brother in your future, and we're gonna make history.
Anytime, any place.
Time travel will never happen.
This season on Big Brother, it will.
If I could turn back time, I would say bye, bros.
It's gonna be one for the ages.
Use your time wisely.
Big Brother, new season starts CBS Thursday, 8/7 Central, and streaming on Paramount+.
To everyone who finds joy in a great meal, we can't wait to see you again at Culver's.
What makes us happy is making you happy.
We want every meal
to be filled with big bite moments.
Lick the spoon moments.
And even get your hands off my cheese curds moments.
They're just too good to share.
From the juiciest bites to the sweetest scoops.
We're all about bringing people together
over delicious food. From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah!
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Skyrizi helps people feel significant symptom relief as early as 4 weeks and can help with remission at 12 weeks, 1 year, and at 4 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's.
Control is everything.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi.
Thursday, the night agent's Gabriel Basso.
At first, I was like, this guy's scary. And then I was like, wait, I'm into it. You filmed in Turkey, so did you love it?
My favorite was the Theodosian walls. Belisarius walked through there. He had his Bucalari. And
Nothing you've just said do I understand.
Plus, podcaster Bunny XO. And Cassius Culpepper performs. Next, Kelly.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ CBS.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Creature Feature. Joining me now is Easton, and what do you have for us here?
Well, this is Muffin. Muffin is a South American smooth-sided toad, or another name for them is Suriname smooth-sided toad. Oh, that name trips me up a little bit. These guys, like we had before, are like the cane toads from South America and lower parts of North America. They're just a little bit different though, but they're not quite invasive. They're actually quite a docile species that kind of live down there. They're not gonna spread all over the place. They get the chance to go to like Australia or like in Florida, cane toads are all over there if you've been there. And Muffin here, though, I really like because they have a lot better coloration, not to down the cane toads, but they have really cool patterns that appear as they get older. When Muffin was younger, she had just this plain old dark brown on the sides, but as she got older, the dark brown spread out to the sides, and this nice brown, light brown stripe came down. And as she gets older, this brown on the sides is gonna get a little red coloring to it too. These guys, like the cane toads, are also poisonous. They can cause some indigestion distress and cause some breathing issues if you're to ingest their poison. That's why I'm wearing gloves. But with all amphibians, like I do, or like I like to mention, is that we are also poisonous to them. So if I'm wearing sunscreen, perfume, lotion, I touch her, she gets poisoned by me because I'm technically poisonous in that matter, not naturally. But if I ingest her poison, then I am also poisonous. She's a lot more calm, as you can see, because the cane toad I was working with when we brought him on, he was kind of puffing out that poison. Muffin here, she's very sweet. I take her to my educational shows, and I mean, she's still very poisonous. If I were to like put my hand on her, pet her, and then lick my hand,
yeah,
I'd probably have a reaction.
So don't lick the toad.
Don't lick the toad, yeah. Don't, as much as people say that as a joke, please don't lick toads. Muffin here will live for around 15 to 17 years, just the same lifespan as a bearded dragon, which a lot of people think they live very short lives because they're not like mammals or like you know, humans always think, oh, everything lives a long time. Unfortunately, we are one of the long, or not unfortunately for us, but unfortunately for other guys, they don't live as long as humans do. We live to our 80s to 100 years. With toads like this, they get to 20 years, and that's pretty lucky.
What is the main difference between a toad and a frog?
So toads are a lot more rough and leathery, and they're going to be found more on land, under logs, under leaf litter, that kind of stuff. Frogs can still be found on land, but they're mainly going to be found near bodies of water, while toads can be found like deep into the woods. Frogs will also be found like in the water under, like if you look going to a lake, you'll see them under lily pads, you'll see them on logs and stuff. You might see them like right under the water teasing you because you want to catch them, that kind of stuff.
Right.
But Muffin here doesn't really like water, so she has more of like a mud kind of setting. That's kind of how they get around the humidity aspect. There's all amphibians like Muffin being a toad, or bullfrogs, salamanders like Yoda. They all need high humidity to make sure that they can live properly.
And they make good pets. I mean, Muffin here looks pretty docile.
Very docile. I tongue feed her every other day for her care, and I also take her to educational shows where she gets to see a lot of kids. But don't worry, none of the kids are touching Muffin.
Right.
We can't let them touch poisonous animals. That's a little against what I believe.
All right. Well, Easton, thank you so much. Thank you, Muffin. It was a great time. And making her TV debut today. Yeah. Well, that'll do it for Creature Feature. We'll be right back.
We started back in 1913. Grandfather would go from door to door on a cart selling dry goods. It's great seeing people actually coming in saying, you know, my grandfather waited on you. We offer a wide selection of La-Z-Boy recliners, Smith Brothers Amish furniture. We also offer a wide selection of appliances, all with free delivery, and we'll set it up where you'd like. Being able to help the customer and satisfy what they're looking for in their house, making it the place that they want to be, has been one of the most rewarding things.
There are so many ways to make life more affordable here in Michigan. Like property tax. When people work so hard and finally pay off their home, they shouldn't have to pay property tax. When I'm governor, they won't. With my background, we'll also be able to eliminate the income tax. That's $47.47 back to every family every year. And that's just the beginning.
Tyreek Withers is back on J-Hood.
Can you hype us up a little bit? In life, 3 things are certain: death, taxes, and you always gonna be slaying.
Yes! Now he has to shake it, share it.
Oh, okay.
Plus a deaf med student and her mentor.
I am incredibly resilient.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 4 on WZMQ CBS. Followed by The Kelly Clarkson Show at 5 and 19 News at 6.
Anything that's wrong with America can be fixed by what's right in America. We are defined more by our shared values and our differences, and we're having a conversation about how.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan. Watch 19 News and Weather on YouTube. Just search and subscribe. WZMQ 19 News is always available for streaming 24/7, and it's free.
And a final check of your forecast with the final look of the downtown Marquette Wednesday night farmers market. Thankfully, we're keeping that rain out of the way because we have seen some showers and storms down towards the Iron Mountain and Escanaba Menominee area for tonight. Most of that moisture should stay out that way, but we do have some patchy fog for the morning time. Just make sure to leave some time commute. And make sure to tune right back here later tonight for another look at your forecast.
And finally tonight, after launching a $1.2 million capital campaign in March, St. Vincent de Paul in Marquette has began an expansion to its offices on Presque Isle Avenue. The project will revitalize the facility, housing an educational conference room and confidential offices, allowing for more clients to be assisted at once. This morning, staff and regional representatives joined community members to take part in a groundbreaking at the location.
We have such a wonderful group of volunteers, and without that enthusiasm and the sheer number who are part of this, we would never have undertaken this project.
After 4 years of planning, the project is set to be completed in February. While the initial targeted funds have been raised, the Marquette District is still accepting additional community support. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here at 11:10 Central.
Good to be with you. I'm Tony DeCopel. The breaking news right now. It's over. The short-lived ceasefire with Iran ends as the U.S. military. Breaking news right now. It's over. The short-lived ceasefire with Iran